What's up, y'all? It's your girl, El Rochelle, the Hardwood Diva, and I'm coming to you Thursday, June 5th, 2014, and I'm here because the NBA Finals are going to start tonight. We are set. Basketball is almost over. I can't believe we've gotten through an entire basketball season, and who would have thought at the beginning of the year that the two teams playing for the finals last year will be playing again? The San Antonio Spurs and the Miami Heat. Not gonna lie, y'all have seen the videos. I didn't expect this one. Serge Ibaka clearly was a huge part of Oklahoma City Thunder, and it's unfortunately probably the reason they lost. Losing those first two games in San Antonio just were not helpful, and with him being out those first two games, it was very obvious they needed somebody in the middle there. That is still something, though, that they need to address offensively. They need somebody in the middle. Serge is a great defensive person, but just not the greatest when it comes to offense. Needless to say, we are on to the finals. Miami Heat got past the Indiana Pacers and are now ready to go versus the Spurs again. This, of course, is a rematch. Last season, the Spurs had the championship in their hands with less than 26 seconds to go, and they lost Game 6 and eventually lost Game 7 and lost the title to the Miami Heat. If you saw the end of the Spurs-Oklahoma City series, you saw that Tim Duncan was a little more vocal than he has been before and made it very clear this is exactly what the San Antonio Spurs wanted. They wanted the opportunity to go back and get that championship they believe they lost. This is, if you saw them at the end of the season, especially this last half of the season, they were truly vying for not only the top spot in the West, but the top spot overall, so they would have home court advantage. They were able to pull that off, and I believe that is going to be a deciding factor for them. I just see a hunger and a fire in them. I know that the Miami Heat kind of feel a little bit slighted. LeBron has said that, they feel like people think that the Spurs gave it up, and not in a sense that they won. Like, they were the ones who won the series last year. It's not that the Spurs let them win. They won. Let's be real, though. Game 6, the Spurs let them win. That just really is what happened. Yes, Game 7 was a totally different story, but Game 6, where they had it in their hands, I mean, literally the NBA was roping off the sidelines. They were ready to pull out that trophy for the Spurs. So, yeah, unfortunately, but I get it. He's a Jordan-esque player at times, where you need to invent. Kobe does this at times. You need to invent kind of a little strife, kind of get your energy up. I have not been the greatest at predicting the wins this postseason, but I think a lot of people are looking for the Spurs to win. A lot of people want to see Tim Duncan get his 5th ring. I want to see that. Never been a huge Spurs fan. Have always thought they just kind of played a very boring game of basketball. They're still not the most exciting team. I mean, you want to see dunks and stuff like that, but they're a very good fundamental team. They know how to pass the ball. I mean, you can watch them and watch just the teamwork that they use and just how many times the ball kind of goes back and forth, and not necessarily in a way where it's overdoing it. You're just trying to get to that right man and that perfect option, and they do it very well. Greg Popovich is one of the greatest coaches in the history of the game, and Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, these are people that are very blessed to have a coach like this to play in their system. So I'm going with the San Antonio Spurs. Miami Heat, of course, I've seen a little bit of drive, a little more hunger, especially in that Indiana Pacers series, and I think probably LeBron has that. I'm not sure if the rest of the team does, though. I'm not sure if the passion and the drive that he has to get his 3rd ring, if everyone else has that same passion. So I'm not sure if one individual player is going to be able to outdo an entire team. Of course, the big thing is Tony Parker was injured in the Oklahoma City Thunder series, and he has said he's available for this game tonight and available for the series, but of course it's just going to depend on how he plays. He hasn't, unfortunately, been the best at his best in the playoffs, but they've still done a very, very good job. They still managed to do a very good job against Oklahoma City in that second half when Tony Parker didn't play in that game 6. So, gonna go with, it may not be a huge deal. We'll see if the rest of the Heat can step up and actually give us some fire. If so, we might get a pretty good series. I still think this one goes like game 6 at least. Maybe 7, but I'm going with 6. Like, I see Tim Duncan and them really wanting it. They want to get to almost like that exact same point where they were last year and go, nope, we're going to take it this time. So I'm going with the San Antonio Spurs in 6 games. It definitely helps that they have home court advantage, though they have switched up this year how they're going to play it. They're not going to do 2-3-2 like they used to do. They're going to do 2-2-1-1-1, which actually helps the team that doesn't have home court advantage, because trying to win 3 games at home can be difficult. Especially for like a Miami Heat, because let's be real, like Miami don't really get that up for their team. I mean, they get excited, but if they get down, they're not trying to pull them back in. Some other places the teams are really, the fans are going crazy and they're going to try and get you back up in there. I mean, let's not forget, those Heat fans left the game the other time and they was trying to bang their way back in. So, But I'm going with the Spurs in 6 games. And I think that Tim Duncan will be the MVP. I know Kawhi Leonard is going to have to do a very good job of defending against LeBron. I'm just not sure if he's going to get the points that are going to garner him an MVP. I think this is something people will want to give Tim Duncan. I think Tim Duncan wants this. He's going to want to put all of his effort and all of his energy into winning this. So because of that, he's going to end up being our 2014 NBA Finals MVP. There you guys have it. I'm going with the Spurs, 6 games. Game 1 starts tonight, 6 p.m. Go ahead and check it. It was 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern for the rest of y'all folks. So go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments. Tell me who you've got. I'll holler at you later. Deuces.